Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Update. It's 9:30, February 5th. Another beautiful day across the area. You can see there's that low keeping us in that beautiful dry flow coming down from eastern Canada. So we still have that dry flow coming down from, it's not really the right color, but pretty much coming right down around. It's basically just blocking everything from, you got the high pressure here, and it's just building down and giving us this just beautiful weather. Even though the air mass isn't all that cold, this storm has been sitting here, and as a result of this storm sitting here in this spot for so long, Nova Scotia has been getting pounded, and Newfoundland too, with lots and lots of snow, like 40 inches worth of snow, actually, and it just doesn't stop because depending on where you are, we're in a good spot. They're in a bad spot for snow. And then the southeast is in a bad spot with the rain. The system here that's kind of stuck over there. So you can see this low is getting itself together here. That's going to develop into a low pressure system. And then we have the atmospheric river from California that yesterday, with the winds, were absolutely insane there. But first, let's talk about our beautiful day. Again, this is another look at the satellite picture here, and you can see just fairly clear skies all around. Barely any clouds, but you'll notice some clouds off now to the east from that system. Believe it or not, this system. It's actually going to retrograde a little bit, I think. So we're going to look at that a little bit as well. But it was a beautiful day, and yeah, I was in the Pine Barrens, and it was absolutely spectacular. Though these don't look like the Long Island Pine Barrens because they're not. I was in the great state of New Jersey today, going to the Pine Barrens there. I don't have a video. I just enjoyed it myself, just absolutely beautiful, but absolutely amazing. So let's talk about these wind gusts that have been going on in California because 160 mile an hour wind gust reported in certain areas. There were winds over 100 miles an hour. Hurricane force winds plagued the mountains. Ward Mountain had a wind gust of 162. Other impressive wind gusts reported on Sunday were 148 at Palisades Tahoe and 125 at Mammoth Mountain. These are like Category 4 or 5 hurricane winds that they're getting up on these mountains. So it's absolutely insane. So there's been a lot of power outages, and it says nearly 900,000 customers, almost a million, had no power. 67 mile an hour wind gusts at San Francisco. So really just state of emergency for much of California as they dealt with another atmospheric river. We're very lucky, and we should be very grateful that we're enjoying this beautiful weather instead of dealing with that atmospheric river or the blizzard that they've got going on in Nova Scotia. We'll talk about that actually. Let me just bring that up as well. So we'll talk about Nova Scotia, because I believe that, let's see, news, you'll see that blockbuster snowfall, all right, 150 centimeters, Nova Scotia, 150 centimeters. That is a lot of snow. State of emergency, Cape Breton under state of emergency. Heaviest snowfall in 20 years in Nova Scotia. And I believe 150 centimeters is, let's see, 2 inches. They go. Let's see. It is actually, I said 150 centimeters. 5 feet of snow. 5 feet of snow. That's absolutely insane. That's just insane right there. And I'm sure that as a result of that state of emergency over there, that they are probably dealing with power outages. So I'm going to just take a look at the power outage map. Unfortunately, does not. Let's see outage map here. So let's see the actually there are only a few thousand. Luckily, there aren't too many power outages, but they are getting a lot of snow. But you'll see here that you can see all the winter storm warnings in effect for a lot of the interior Nevada, and flash flood watches, winter storm warnings in for part of Arizona too. So Colorado, there might be a winter storm warning in effect for Flagstaff as well. Probably is. Um, and they've actually been getting a lot of cloudy weather now, so it's But luckily for us, we're getting some. So flood watch there in California. The world, it's just crazy. So, but for us, it's all quiet. And let's go take a look at our current temperatures outside right now. And we're in the mid 30s, generally speaking, mid 30s. Starting to radiate in the Pine Barrens of Jersey, 27. No radiational cooling here, though, with the wind, 34 degrees at Islip. North-northeast wind at 10, gusting to 18. That wind is going to start picking up, too, so I don't think we're going to see any radiational cooling. You'll see here that, it made it into the mid-40s today. So, again, believe it or not, above normal. We'll go look at our highs and lows next. So let's go to our highs. Highs on Long Island, mid-40s, and mid-40s in mid to upper 40s in Jersey. So a little bit warmer over there. And then the lows, 23. All right, so there's a little bit of radiational cooling at West Hampton. Everybody else was generally around 30, but look at that. Old Brookville there got down to 24. They have a tendency to have radiational cooling, too, over there. And then 19 in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River, so they did actually get some of that radiational cooling. So let's look at our climate statistics today for Islip. High of 44, though technically 45, I guess. I don't know. The other thing said 45. Whatever. That's 5 degrees above normal. The low of 30 is 6 degrees above normal. And that puts us 5 degrees above normal for the day. Central Park, 5 degrees above normal, too. So, believe it or not, still above normal. But I think we're going to see a little bit of a cool down. So let's look at the models here and work our way through this week here. So there's that low. And again, look at how far south that thing is. It might even develop some tropical characteristics. You can see that high is kind of wedged in. So this low in concert with this storm over here could bring some clouds our way, but no precipitation at all whatsoever. That high pressure still stays in control right through Friday, though it will start getting warmer as we get into that southwesterly flow. So let's look at the HRRR, 0Z HRRR here. And obviously, you can see actually, the HRRR is actually generating some ocean effect snow, perhaps over the Cape, and perhaps some of it just misses us. Here's it is until Wednesday. But yeah, with that colder air over the ocean, because let's take a look at our dew points and wind flow now. This is the HRRR. We'll look at the other model too. You'll see that we actually have a freshening northeasterly wind here, and it actually bends a little east-northeasterly tomorrow. So I think that's going to have a tendency to maybe bring in some more clouds for tomorrow. We'll have to see. And then for Wednesday, still staying with the northeast flow. Let's look at our temperatures. So tonight we'll drop probably in the upper 20s again. And then for tomorrow, a little bit cooler. I think the highs are going to be a little more like low 40s. So I think maybe we'll actually be close to average, maybe around 40 degrees, especially if there's cloud cover. At night, the temperatures drop again to around freezing. And then for Wednesday, staying in the upper 30s to around 40, according to the HRRR. This model's been under forecasting the temperatures, though. Keep that in mind. That's why I'm thinking more like low 40s. But let's take a sounding. We will take a sounding at 16 Zetamar over Long Island, and let's see what we've got here. It's showing any clouds. It's not really showing any clouds. It's still showing fairly clear skies, according to that sounding. The clouds might wind up staying offshore. So now let's go to the GFS, and we'll take a look at the GFS as well. So this is the GFS going into tomorrow. You see the winds northeasterly, and they definitely pick up a little more. Here's Wednesday. There's that storm offshore. You still have that gradient between that high of the north and then that storm offshore. It's Wednesday. Thursday, we see the winds like become easterly and light, and then as we get toward Friday, we see that wind become southerly, which is definitely going to bring in the warmth. So let's look at our temperatures. So tomorrow, it is showing a little. I still think it will be more like low 40s, all right? And then Wednesday, I think will be more like maybe even rising back into the low to mid 40s again. And then Thursday, we're back in the mid to upper 40s, possibly 50 in Jersey. And then for Friday, south flow keeps Long Island a bit cooler, mid 40s, and then Jersey, you could be definitely probably low, maybe even mid 50s there on Friday. So let's look at the sky cover on this model, and you'll see here we're on the periphery here. So it still keeps us clear tomorrow, but maybe east end, maybe extreme southeast Jersey shore, maybe some clouds come in. Wednesday, again, like we're kind of stuck in like a sandwich there of clear air, though I think the high clouds might try to stream in. And then Thursday, we'll have more of those high clouds streaming in, missing high and mid-level clouds streaming in. But there'll still be sunshine, so still be dry. We can look at the soundings as well. So let me just pop the sounding over here. You can see there's a bit of a moisture surge there down over there. So to see, I think it definitely probably even be more pronounced. It's really going to be tough because there's a gradient here. So and again, if we look at the satellite here, you'll see how these clouds might try to rotate back in. So may have a few more clouds around tomorrow, but I still think we'll have a lot of sun, mostly sunny conditions. Let's go to the RGM. It's the other model we can look at, which generally is keeping all the clouds to the southeast. Maybe brings in some clouds over the forks. And then for Wednesday, still staying clear, except South Fork and maybe Jersey Shore. Still staying clear, according to the RGM. And then Thursday, we'll have some more of those clouds work into the area, but it still won't be that many clouds. So let's go to the. We'll go to a different few models here. We'll look at the NAM as well with this, but I think they all tendency to agree. Now the Cape is going to have clouds, and they might even have some ocean effect snow as well. I'm actually going to want to look at that for a moment. You can see, but for most of us, I think we'll be in the sun. So let's look at, let me go to the precip here. Let's see. Yeah, it does bring a little ocean effect over the Cape, but it would be very, it said it's mainly going to be offshore, this thing. So let me just go to the Ventu sky. We can see what that's doing with the clouds, because every model is different. If we go to this rolls it in. So this kind of rolls it in over Suffolk County a little bit. So it kind of has the HRRR brings it in a little further. So the models, it's really hard to say. Literally, you're going to look, one side of the sky might have clear sky, and then the other side, looking to the east or southeast, might have clouds. It all depends on where this line sets up. And right now, it's kind of hard to tell. But I'm leaning toward a mostly sunny day. Maybe Wednesday, I think we might see more in the way of clouds. That's what the HRRR is suggesting. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this Long Island weather update. You have a good night.